A special encounter. It was a bustling Saturday morning at the local farmer's market. The air buzzed with chatter, the scent of fresh produce lingered, and the sound of footsteps filled the space. Amidst the chaos, 7-year-old Lily clung to her mother's hand as they weaved through the crowded stalls. Lily's eyes sparkled as she marveled at the colorful fruits and vegetables. But then something caught her attention. In the corner of the market, tied to an old post, was a scruffy-looking dog. It was a shepherd mix, its fur matted and dirty, and its eyes reflected sadness and fear. "Mama, look at that dog!" Lily tugged at her mother's sleeve, her voice trembling with concern. Her mother, Anna, followed her daughter's gaze and sighed softly. The dog looked neglected, its ribs faintly visible under its dull coat. "Sweetheart, maybe it belongs to someone," Anna said gently. "But we can go check if you'd like." Lily nodded eagerly and they approached the dog. It shifted nervously as they drew near, its ears twitching. "Hey there," Lily whispered, crouching a few feet away. She reached out her hand cautiously. The dog sniffed the air but didn't move. Lily inched closer, her voice soft and reassuring. "It's okay. You're not alone anymore." Anna watched carefully, admiring her daughter's natural kindness and patience. "Be careful, Lily," she warned. "The dog might be scared." "I'll be careful, Mom," Lily promised, her eyes locked on the dog. Nearby, a man arranging produce at a stall seemed to notice them. Lily hesitated but then stood up and walked toward him. "Excuse me, sir. Is that your dog?" she asked politely. The man barely glanced at her before shrugging. "Yeah, it's mine. But it's no good. Nobody wants it. Just takes up space," he said with indifference. Lily's heart sank. "Can I pet him?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. The man waved his hand dismissively. "Do whatever you want." Lily turned back to the dog and knelt beside it. She reached out again, this time brushing her fingers against its fur. To her surprise, the dog leaned into her touch and wagged its tail faintly. A smile spread across Lily's face. "See? You're not so scary after all," she whispered. At that moment, Lily knew this dog, now named Max in her heart, was special. What she didn't know was just how much Max would change her life. A growing bond. From the moment Lily first met Max, she couldn't stop thinking about him. Every weekend, she begged her parents to take her back to the market so she could see him. Each visit, Lily brought food and water, carefully setting it down near Max's post. The once wary dog began to recognize her. His tail wagged a little more each time she arrived, and he even started to nuzzle her hand as she fed him. "I think he likes me now, Mom," Lily said excitedly during one visit. Anna stood nearby, observing the bond forming between her daughter and the dog. She couldn't deny how much Max's demeanor had changed since Lily started visiting him. Still, Anna felt uneasy about the idea of bringing home a dog that had clearly been neglected and might need extra care. "Sweetheart, are you sure you want to help Max? Having a dog is a big responsibility," Anna said gently. Lily looked up at her mom, her eyes filled with determination. "I'm sure, Mom. Max needs someone to love him, and I can do it." Seeing the passion in her daughter's eyes, Anna knew this wasn't just a phase. She and her husband, Michael, began discussing the possibility of adopting Max and what it would take to care for him properly. After a few days of thinking it over, they decided to approach the vendor and make an offer. That Saturday, Lily and her family arrived at the market with a new collar, a leash, and a hopeful heart. She held her breath as Anna spoke to the man. "Sir, we'd like to adopt your dog," Anna said firmly. The man looked at them and then at Max, who was already wagging his tail at the sight of Lily. "You really want that mutt?" he asked, raising an eyebrow. "Yes," Anna replied confidently. The man shrugged and loosened the rope tied around Max's neck. "Fine. Take him. He's been nothing but trouble anyway," he muttered. Lily's face lit up as she ran to Max, gently fastening the new collar around his neck. "You're coming home with us, Max," she whispered. Max leaned into her touch, and as they walked toward the car, he stayed close by her side, his tail wagging. During the ride home, Max rested his head on Lily's lap, letting out a soft sigh. Lily stroked his fur and whispered, "You're safe now, Max. Everything's going to be okay." Anna looked back at the pair through the rearview mirror and smiled. "This is just the beginning, sweetheart," Anna said softly. "Taking care of Max is going to take a lot of work." Lily nodded without hesitation. I know, Mom, and I'm ready. What Lily didn't know was that bringing Max home was more than just rescuing a dog. It was the start of an incredible journey that would test her courage, patience, and love. The first challenges, bringing Max home, felt like a dream come true for Lily, but it didn't take long for her and her family to realize that caring for him was going to be much harder than they had imagined. As soon as Max stepped into the house, he hesitated. His eyes darted around nervously, and his body stiffened at every sound. Even the soft creak of the floorboards made him flinch. It's okay, Max, Lily said softly, kneeling beside him and stroking his fur. Max wagged his tail slightly but stayed close to the door, as if unsure whether he was welcome. Anna and Michael had prepared a cozy bed, a bowl of fresh water, and some toys to make him feel at home, but Max barely touched anything. That first night, he curled up tightly in the corner of the living room and didn't move until morning. Mom, why won't he eat? Lily asked, her voice filled with worry. He's scared, sweetheart, Anna explained. He's not sure if he can trust us yet. We just have to be patient and give him time. Lily was determined to make Max feel safe. Every afternoon after school, she sat by his side, talking to him and reading stories aloud. Slowly, Max started to relax. He leaned against her when she petted him and wagged his tail when she entered the room. See, Max? You're not alone anymore, Lily whispered one evening as Max rested his head on her lap. But Max's progress was slow, and his fears didn't disappear overnight. He jumped at loud noises, hid whenever Michael entered the room, and cowered if anyone moved too quickly. Worried that Max's behavior might be rooted in deeper trauma, Anna decided to call Dr. Rachel Turner, an animal behaviorist, for help. When Dr. Turner visited the house, she spent time observing Max and how he responded to his surroundings. After her evaluation, she sat down with the family. Max has clearly experienced neglect or abuse in the past, Dr. Turner said thoughtfully. His fear is a survival response. What he needs now is stability, patience, and positive reinforcement training to rebuild his confidence. She gave the family a detailed training plan that focused on rewarding good behavior and slowly exposing Max to new experiences without overwhelming him. Lily took the plan seriously. She practiced commands with Max, rewarded him with treats, and cheered him on for even the smallest improvements. One afternoon, as Lily was playing outside, Max suddenly trotted up to her with a ball in his mouth and his tail wagging. Mom, look, Lily squealed with delight. Max wants to play. Anna and Michael watched from the porch as Max chased after the ball Lily threw, barking happily. This is huge, Michael said, smiling. He's starting to trust us. But they knew the road ahead was still long. Max's fears didn't vanish completely, and there were days when he regressed, jumping at shadows or refusing to leave his bed. Lily never gave up, though. She stayed by Max's side, encouraging him and celebrating every little victory. Don't worry, Max, she whispered one evening as he lay at her feet. No matter how long it takes, I'll be here. What Lily didn't know was that Max's true strength and his devotion to her would soon be tested in a way no one could have expected. As the weeks passed, Max's progress continued, but the journey was far from easy. While he had started to trust Lily and her family, he was still skittish around strangers and flinched at sudden noises. Lily remained patient, spending every spare moment with Max. She sat beside him, read books aloud, and spoke to him softly about her day. Her gentle presence seemed to soothe him, and he began to follow her around the house like a shadow. One evening, Dr. Rachel Turner returned to check on Max's progress. After observing how he interacted with Lily and the rest of the family, she smiled. You've done a wonderful job with him, she said. Max is already showing so much improvement. But I think he's ready for the next step, something to help build his confidence even more. What do you mean? Lily asked, leaning in eagerly. Have you thought about agility training? Dr. Turner suggested. Physical activity and problem-solving exercises can help him feel more secure and focused. Lily's eyes lit up. Can we, Mom? Please? Anna and Michael exchanged a look and nodded. We can give it a try, Anna said. The following weekend, the family took Max to a local dog training center where an agility course had been set up. Tunnels, hurdles, and weaving poles stretched out before them. At first, Max hesitated, his ears twitching nervously. It's okay, Max, Lily said, crouching beside him. You can do this. I believe in you." With gentle encouragement and a few treats in hand, Lily guided Max through the course. He cautiously stepped through the first tunnel, then paused. Lily knelt at the other end, calling his name. "Come on, Max! You've got this!" Slowly, Max made his way through, earning cheers and claps from Lily. "That's my boy," she beamed, hugging him tightly. Over the next few weeks, Max's confidence grew. He learned to jump over hurdles, weave through poles, and race through tunnels with ease. He even started wagging his tail more often and eagerly greeted new people at the training center. One sunny afternoon, Lily and Max were at the park practicing their agility routine when something unexpected happened. A shadow fell across the grass, and Lily looked up to see Hank, Max's former owner, standing a few feet away. "Well, well, look who we have here," Hank sneered, his eyes narrowing. Lily's heart skipped a beat. She gripped Max's leash tightly, and Max immediately stepped in front of her, his ears pinned back and his body tense. "That's my dog," Hank said coldly. "I'm taking him back." "No, you're not," Lily shot back, her voice shaking but firm. "Max is my dog now, and he's not going anywhere." Hank took a step closer, but Max let out a deep, menacing growl. "You don't deserve him," Lily continued. "You left him tied up, hungry, and scared. We took care of him, and he's happy now." Hank's eyes narrowed. "I'll call the police. You stole him from me." "Go ahead," Lily challenged. "We have proof of how you treated him. You won't win." Hank glared at her but didn't press further. Instead, he turned and walked away, muttering under his breath. Lily knelt beside Max, hugging him tightly. "It's okay, boy. He's not going to hurt you ever again," she whispered. That night, Lily told her parents about the encounter. Anna and Michael decided it was time to take legal action to ensure Max's safety once and for all. With the help of Dr. Turner and a lawyer specializing in animal rights, they prepared a case to secure legal ownership of Max. They gathered evidence: photos of Max's poor condition when they first rescued him, veterinary records showing his recovery, and testimonials from trainers and neighbors about his transformation. Lily even wrote a heartfelt letter to include in the case. "Max is my best friend. He saved me when I needed him, and I love him more than anything. Please don't let anyone take him away from me." The legal battle was just beginning, but Lily and her family were ready to fight for Max, and Max was ready to prove his loyalty once again. With the legal battle looming, Lily and her family remained determined to protect Max. But as they prepared their case, life continued, and Max kept showing signs of progress. One sunny afternoon, Lily and Max were playing fetch in the front yard. Lily laughed as Max sprinted across the grass, his tail wagging wildly as he retrieved the ball. "You're getting so fast, Max," Lily cheered, clapping her hands. Anna and Michael watched from the porch, sipping iced tea and smiling at the sight of their daughter and her dog playing so happily. Suddenly, a loud bang echoed from down the street. A car backfiring. The sharp noise startled Max, and before Lily could react, a cat darted across the yard. Max's instincts kicked in, and he bolted after the cat. "Max, stop!" Lily shouted, dropping the ball and chasing after him. But in her panic, Lily didn't see the car speeding down the road. Anna and Michael's eyes widened in horror as they saw their daughter run toward the street. "Lily, no!" Anna screamed. In that split second, Max stopped chasing the cat and turned back toward Lily. With incredible speed, he ran straight for her and pushed her out of the car's path just as it screeched to a halt. Lily fell onto the grass, shaken but unharmed. Max stood protectively over her, barking at the car. Anna and Michael raced over, their hearts pounding. "Lily, are you okay?" Anna cried, pulling her daughter into her arms. "I'm fine, Mom," Lily said, her voice trembling. "Max saved me." Michael knelt beside Max, patting his head and looking him straight in the eyes. "Good boy, Max. You're a hero," he said softly. Max wagged his tail slightly but stayed close to Lily, refusing to leave her side. The driver of the car stepped out, visibly shaken, and apologized repeatedly before driving away. As the adrenaline wore off, Lily clung to Max, burying her face in his fur. "Thank you, Max," she whispered. "You're the best dog in the world." From that moment on, Max was more than just a rescued dog. He was Lily's protector, her guardian angel in fur. But their challenges weren't over yet. Hank was still out there, determined to take Max back, and the family knew they would have to face him in court. As Lily hugged Max tightly, she promised herself that no matter what it took, she would never let anyone separate them. The day after Max saved Lily's life, her parents decided it was time to take legal action against Hank. They contacted their lawyer, Rachel Harper, an expert in animal rights cases, and began building their case. Rachel listened carefully as Lily and her parents described Max's rescue and transformation. She reviewed the photos of Max's poor condition when they first found him, his matted fur, visible ribs, and fearful eyes. She also examined veterinary reports showing Max's improvement and statements from neighbors and trainers who had witnessed his progress. "This is a strong case," Rachel said confidently. "We'll prove that Max was neglected and that keeping him with your family is in his best interest." But Hank wasn't backing down. He filed a lawsuit claiming that Max was his property and had been stolen. The tension weighed heavily on the family, but Lily refused to let fear take over. She spent hours preparing Max for the upcoming dog agility competition, determined to show the world how much he had grown. "Max, we're going to prove you belong with us," Lily said, hugging him tightly. And the competition day, the local dog agility competition arrived just a week before the court hearing. The event was packed with spectators and participants. Lily felt nervous but determined as she led Max onto the course. She crouched beside him and whispered, "We've got this, Max." Just like we practiced. When the whistle blew, Max took off, leaping over hurdles, weaving through poles, and dashing through tunnels with precision and speed. The crowd cheered as he completed the course faster than anyone expected. As Lily and Max crossed the finish line, applause erupted. One of the judges approached them, smiling. "You two make an amazing team," he said. "Max has real talent, and it's clear he trusts you completely." Lily beamed with pride. Max's performance had proven to everyone that he was no longer the frightened, neglected dog they had rescued. He was strong, capable, and full of life. The court battle. The day of the hearing arrived. Lily sat nervously in the courtroom, gripping Max's leash tightly. Across the aisle, Hank glared at them, his arms crossed. Rachel stood confidently and presented the evidence. She showed photos, vet records, and testimonials, painting a clear picture of Max's transformation. Finally, Rachel read aloud a heartfelt letter that Lily had written. "Max is my best friend. He saved my life, and I love him more than anything. Please don't let anyone take him away from me." The judge listened intently, then turned to Hank. "The evidence is overwhelming," the judge said firmly. "Max was neglected in your care and has thrived with his family. For the well-being of the animal, I rule that Max will remain with Lily and her family." Hank jumped to his feet in protest, but the judge silenced him. "Furthermore," the judge continued, "based on testimony and reports, you are prohibited from owning or handling any animals in the future." Tears welled up in Lily's eyes as she hugged Max. "We did it, Max," she whispered. The case didn't just end with Max staying in his forever home. The court also launched an investigation into Hank's treatment of animals. It was soon discovered that he had a history of neglecting and mistreating other pets. News of the case spread quickly, and the community rallied behind Lily and Max, praising their courage and determination. People were inspired to take a stand against animal cruelty, and donations poured in to support local shelters and rescue programs. Max's story became more than just one of survival. It was a story of hope, second chances, and the power of love. A new beginning, Max continued to thrive in his new life, not only as Lily's beloved pet, but also as her protector and best friend. Their bond grew even stronger, and Max's days of fear and neglect became a distant memory. What did you think of Lily and Max's story? Have you ever rescued an animal or faced challenges to protect a furry friend? Share your stories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more heartwarming and inspiring stories. Thank you for watching. See you next time.